Begin standing at the top of your mat, feet rooting firmly into the earth with palms at heart center. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Once more. Inhaling through the nose. And a deep sigh. Beginning traditional sun salutations. With an inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale and fold down. Inhale, take your right foot back, touching the knee down to the earth. Exhale, step your left foot back and move through a modified push-up, knees down. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, lift your heart open to the sky. Cobra pose. Exhale, glide back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lunge your right foot between the hands, dropping the back knee. Exhale, step your back foot up into a forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands up to the sky. Exhale, close the hands at heart center. Halfway done with this round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg back into the lunge, dropping the back knee. Exhale, step the right foot back to meet the left, and again moving through the modified push-up, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, lift the heart and the crown of the head open into this back bend, cobra pose. Exhale, pushing the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps between the hands into your lunge. Exhale, step the right foot up, forward fold. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky, and on an exhale, close the hands at heart center. Repeat this 3 times. Once you've finished 3 rounds of sun salutations, you can take standing side bends. Stretching off to the right side, you can stretch your left hand all the way through the sky. On an inhale, come back to center and take the next side, reaching all the way to the left. Right hand, fingertips really stretching long. Breath remains deep. On an inhale, you can jump the feet apart, and we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So once you've got the feet a comfortable distance, with an exhale, you can fold the torso down between the legs. Feel free to fold as deep as you need to get a great stretch. With an exhale, you can crawl your hands over to the shin on the right side. Doing your best to try to touch your forehead to your right shin, and breathe. Once done there, you can smoothly glide across to the other side, remembering to keep your core engaged, breath deep and free, enjoying this deep stretch. With an inhale, glide back to center, taking a deep fold in, and an inhale draws the torso back up, readying for Warrior 1. Warrior 1, bending deep into the front knee, straight back leg, stretch the fingertips to the sky, and enjoy the power and poise of this pose. As you're ready, straightening out the front leg, shifting into triangle, hand to the shin, hand that's free opens to the sky. Try to gaze to the fingertips, keeping the core engaged. Moving out of triangle, trying to step into tree at the top of the mat. In tree, you can kickstand your foot, as shown. If you want a bit more of a challenge, you can draw the foot up to the shin. Or the deepest version, you can reach down and pull the foot up and into the thigh. Hands stay at heart center, balancing on the single leg. Coming out of tree, you can again jump the feet wide, and we'll come into warrior one on the next side. Spinning the other direction, stretching the hands to the sky, bending the front knee towards 90 degrees. Remembering to breathe deep and keep the core engaged. With an exhale, a smooth transition takes us to triangle pose. Front hand on the shin, back hand to the sky, gazing towards the fingertips. Bringing yourself up from triangle and step to tree. As on the other side, the standing leg firm, connected to the earth. The leg that you'll lift can either stay on the earth, the foot can connect to the shin on the inner edge, or you can again reach down and pull the heel and the sole of the foot up into the thigh. Our next pose is chair. Coming out of tree, you can draw the feet close to one another, reach the hands high, and then sit the hips down as if you were sitting down into a chair. Keep the navel pulled to the spine and breathe deep and free. This builds strength in the thighs and core. Coming out of chair, you can prepare for warrior two now. Leaving your left foot at the top of the mat, glide your right foot all the way back. Stretch your hands front and back of the mat, bend into the front knee, and look down the middle finger in the front hand. With an inhale, straighten your front leg and pivot into warrior two on the other side. Bending into the right knee, gazing down the middle finger in the right hand. Strong pose that both stretches and strengthens. Coming out of warrior two, we're going to spin and come into horse pose. You can spiral both feet away from each other, hands on the knees, and then sit the hips down while not allowing the thighs to draw towards each other, but rather away. Adding twists to the horse, keep the hands on the knees and drop a shoulder in. The shoulder you drop in, the head spins and looks the opposite direction. Breathe and move in connection to the breath. Moving out of horse, we'll transition to dancer. Shift all your weight into your left foot, bend your right knee, and reach back with your right hand to grasp the foot. From here, stretch your left hand to the sky, kick your right toes up, and enjoy this standing balance and back bend, a very challenging pose. Switching sides, establish balance in the right leg, bending the left knee, reaching back, collecting the foot, and with an inhale, reach the right hand skyward, keep the chest open, and send the left toes to the sky. Find your balance and breathe. Having finished your dancers, we'll stand at the top of the mat, take your feet wider than hip width distance, and then allow yourself to sink into a squat. Try to get as low as you can and breathe. If you'd like to move and sway your hips side to side, feel free. Squatting in this way, very primal and amazing for the hips and pelvis. From the squat, you can place your hands down and walk your feet back into downward facing dog. Once there, with an inhale, draw your right leg to the sky for 3-limbed dog, sending the toes higher and higher. With your next exhale, draw the right knee between the hands, coming into pigeon pose. The back leg stays straight, and you can press the heart open to the sky. This is a deep release for the hips. If it feels comfortable and you enjoy folding the torso down, feel free to sink as deeply to the earth as you need. Spend as much time in these poses as you deem necessary. When you're ready to exit pigeon pose, slowly pick the torso up, draw the right leg back, giving it a shake. We're moving into shoulder rolls now, so extend your right arm out to the side, and at first you can do it with a bent arm. Bend your left knee and roll that leg over the top. A deep release in the shoulder capsule. Breathe and enjoy this passive stretch. Make sure to practice the shoulder roll with both a bent arm and a straight arm. Exiting the shoulder roll, moving into side plank pose. You can keep your left knee and left hand on the earth. Open your right hand to the sky as you send your right leg back, stacking your hips. If you want more intensity, you can have both legs straight. Even more intensity, you pick up the right leg. Breathe. Coming out of the plank, we'll shift back into downward facing dog for just a moment. With an inhale, you can send your left leg to the sky, sending the toes way up and back. Keep the core tight, the breath stays deep. A smooth exhale draws the left leg through between the hands into pigeon pose. Making sure here there's no discomfort in the knee, but rather a deep release in the hips. As before, you may stay up with the torso or explore folding down. Once in the pose, stay as long as you need. Coming up out of pigeon, you can glide the left leg back and give it a little shake. Preparing for a shoulder roll on the next side. Coming onto the belly, extend your left arm out, bent elbow, and then roll the right leg over the top. Just as on the other side, practice with the arm bent and practice with the arm straight. If you want even more variety, practice moving the arm up and down at different angles. Moving out of the shoulder roll, pressing yourself up and moving towards side plank on the next side. Right knee may stay down and left hand can open to the sky. As before, if you want more difficulty, straighten both legs out and pick the knee up. Even more challenging, float the left leg into the sky. Breathe and feel the power. Moving out of side plank, we can take the knees down and then shift the chest forward into upward facing dog, spreading out the collarbones, lifting through the crown of the head, enjoying this thorough back bend. When you've finished your cobra pose, we'll shift our weight back into child's pose. Sitting the hips down on the heels, the hands can remain relaxed and stretched out in front of you. Breathe and feel the easiness this pose brings. Walking the hands back towards the knees, you can lift the torso up and bring the hands to touch at heart center in thunderbolt pose. A great stretch for the thighs. With an inhale, lift up so you're standing on the knees. We're moving into camel pose. So take the hands to the hips just above the glutes and lift your heart open to the sky. This will encourage a back bend. Keep your core engaged and your breath deep. If you're ready to go deeper, you can reach one or both hands back to the heels. Press the hips forward, lift through the heart, and breathe. When you're finished with your camel, slowly transition out and make your way down to a seat. Our next pose is head to knee, bending your right knee in and setting the foot into the inner thigh, allowing the leg to fall open out to the side. Once here, to intensify, feel free to fold down. Coming up out of head to knee pose, you can cradle the right leg and the shin like a baby, rocking it side to side. A great way to continue to open the hip, IT band, and glutes. For an even more intense stretch, keep a hold of the foot with the left arm, taking your right hand down alongside you, and then roll into the right glute, massaging it in different directions. This is like using the ground as a foam roller. Once you've finished massaging the glute, take the foot and the shin and place it on top of the left thigh, folding down, stretching the hip in another angle. It's important to stretch the hips in a variety of ways. Coming up out of the fold, stepping the right foot across the left thigh, and then wrapping your left arm around the outside. The right hand plants behind you and will find a seated twist. Use your inhale to draw length through the spine, and use your exhale to twist more deeply. Breathe and enjoy. Coming out of the twist, we'll straighten the legs in front of us and take head to knee pose on the next side, bending the left knee in, allowing the hip to fall open out to the side. Once again, if you want more intensity, feel free to fold deeper. Drawing your torso back up and grasping the left leg, cradling it like a baby. Again, you can rock the torso and the leg left and right. When you're ready, releasing the left hand to the earth next to you, keeping a hold of the shin with the right hand, and then rolling the glute out once again. This can be very intense if you're on a hard surface, so be mindful and compassionate. Releasing out of the massage, you can place the left shin just above the right knee on the right thigh, and again, folding down, stretching the hip even more. With an inhale, coming out of the fold, and fully stepping the left foot across the right thigh, taking your seated twist to the left. Right arm wraps in front of the shin and the thigh, left hand plants behind you, and then sitting tall. Inhales, you find length. Exhales, you twist more deeply to the left. Coming out of the twist, we'll extend both legs long and give them a little shake. We're coming into boat pose. Draw the knees in towards the chest, lengthen up through the crown. Keep your chest up so as to engage the core, and then lift the feet off the ground with knees bent. You can alternate straightening one leg at a time, and if you feel confident and comfortable, you can straighten both legs away for a deep core burn. With an exhale, slowly lowering out of boat and coming into wide-legged stance, taking the feet as wide as you can on your mat. And then as you feel comfortable, you can crawl your hands out in front of you and fold down the middle of the legs. This seated wide-legged forward fold is a deep stretch for the hamstrings. And with an inhale, you can glide over to the right side, folding your forehead towards the shin, breathing deep into this stretch. Crawling across to the other side, Again, sinking into the stretch, making sure you're not forcing anything, but rather finding ease in the posture. Making your way back to center, take one breath folding down the middle once again. An inhale draws you up. Coming back to the center of the mat, you can bring the legs together, and then slowly allow yourself to fold down, hugging the knees into the chest, giving yourself a big squeeze, massaging out the low back by rocking left and right. Grasping a hold of your big toes, coming into happy baby, you pull the knees towards the armpits. A great release for the hips. You can rock side to side and breathe. Slowly releasing from happy baby, we're going to be coming into a supine twist. Cross your right foot or ankle up on top of your left knee or thigh, and then allow the hip complex to fall to the left. You can place your left hand on top of the right knee, further pulling it towards the ground. Your right arm can extend away from you, and you can breathe deep, enjoying this lovely spinal twist. With an inhale, you can exit the twist, and we'll take it on the next side. Bending your left knee up, crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh, allowing the hips to fall to the right. Again, you can take your right hand up onto the knee and pull it down to the earth, extending your left arm away to intensify the twist. Inhales, you make space. Exhales, deepen the twist. Inhaling, moving out of this side of the twist, setting both feet down flat on the mat. With an inhale, lift your pelvis all the way to the sky for bridge pose. Clasp your hands beneath the glutes. Roll your shoulder blades towards each other underneath the body. Press the feet firmly into the earth and continue to breathe as you lift the hips higher and open the heart more. Lowering out of the bridge on an exhale, you can unclasp the hands and then bend the knees in towards the chest, kicking the heels straight to the sky. You can either stay here or, as you're ready, roll your legs back over the head into plow pose. The goal in plow is to get the feet to the earth behind your head. But as this can be very intense for so many, be mindful and don't force. Hug the knees into the chest and slowly roll out of plow, setting the feet flat down. Allow your knees to rock side to side. A great way to reset the hips and low back. Slowly allow the legs to extend fully long on the mat, stretching the hands back behind the head for a full body stretch. Making yourself as long as you can. Take a big inhale through the nose and a deep sigh through the mouth. Draw your arms and hands down alongside you, coming into your final pose, Shavasana. As you settle in, feel the breath. Feel the beating of your heart. Every square inch of the body begins to dissolve into stillness, into relaxation. You can stay here as long as you need. Namaste.